Hello, and welcome back to Tia's Coloring Chronicles. Today, we're going to be continuing our picture, our little fire deer we got going, and we're going to be coloring him some more. I think today we're going to do the antlers. Like I said, I'm going to keep these videos to about a half an hour, but I think we're going to cover the antlers today. So, we need our red and our orange that we've already played with. They're right here. And we need a yellow. Let's see. Which yellow do I want to use? I don't know about that one. Hold on. See if I can't find something a little more. Well, that's about the same, isn't it? I think we're going to go with that one. So I have 3 colors. And I like to do my blending lightest to darkest, and I'm going to start out yellow and move my way to red, I think. So let's start up here. So I told you guys that the next time that we talked, or I did a coloring chat, I would tell you some interesting things that happened with my Amazon books. So I ordered 3 Amazon books. I ordered the one I'm doing for the giveaway. I ordered Dragons and Unicorns, or Unicorns and Dragons. I have a flip throughout, and I did order, mainly because I'd already been looking at it, and I wanted it, and it's, you know, full of adorable cuteness. Baby Dragons from itsallaboutjadesummer. And I ordered them the same time that I ordered the pencils for the giveaway too. And now I know all 3 of these books have to be printed, but I have ordered massive amounts of books from Amazon before that have needed to be printed. Like 5 or 6 at a time before, and they've all came in that 2 or 3 period time frame, because I am a Prime member, because, well, when you order as much stuff as I do off Amazon, and not just for color too, but like for the kid, for presents, and for the husband, and stuff like that, then, you know, it's worth being a Prime member. So my Amazon pencils came in, and in the box, I thought, oh, my books are going to be in here too. Oh no, they weren't. My books did not come in for a week. They did not come in. We had actually placed the order for my son's birthday present, which, interesting little side note, me and my son are actually born on the same day, 33 years apart. So we had ordered my son's birthday present, and it came in. And when it came in, and we ordered this like a week and a half later. A week and a half later, somewhere around there. And when my son's birthday present came in, my coloring books were actually in that same box. It was weird. Like, I have never had a book order take that long before. So I don't know if there was some kind of after holiday rush on all the coloring books, and everybody spending their Amazon gift certificates that they got for Christmas, or what the deal was. But it took what I felt was kind of like almost a ridiculously long time. And my husband got a chuckle because he's like, I think it's funny now that anybody thinks something over 3 days is too long. And I was like, well, honey, like, we paid to not have to wait that long. Like, that's part of what we pay this yearly fee for. You know, but ultimately it didn't really hurt anything in the long run. And he's probably right. I probably am being, first world problem here. And I know around the holidays they're busy. It was where you know what? I never looked to see what day those were printed. Huh, I should do that. So that's the odd story that happened with the coloring books I was going to tell you about. It just took a really long time to get here. So I have our next picture picked out, and I'm hoping to have this picture done by this week. And then I'm hoping to have another picture done next week and another picture done a week after that. I'm not kind of holding myself to that timeline because life happens and all that good jazz, but that's my hope. And I do have our next picture picked out, and it is from Baby Dragons. And there's this really cute picture in there. I'm trying to decide if that little bit right there is sky or fire, and I think I'm going to go sky. I'm also trying to figure out if this is a mountain or glacier, because I kind of think it's glacier, but I'm not 100% sure. Because then I could do it in kind of a really light blue, and I'll worry about it when I get there. Heck with it. I think I'm going to go this little bit being sky and this bit being fire. It's my coloring book. It could be whatever I want it to be, I guess. So anyway, that's my first world problem. My coloring books took too long to get here. So I'm not sure if I've ever told you guys, but I actually have 2 dogs in my life. I have one named Sophie Marie, and the Marie is after one of my best friends from childhood. Sophie Marie Ewok, because, she looks like a little Ewok. Spivey. And she is Yorkie and miniature pinscher. And the story behind her is, and I'd like to tell you we rescued them. And we did kind of rescue Sophie, but not in the traditional, we went to a shelter and picked her out kind of way. So I'd been looking for a small dog for a long time, a couple months at that point, and I was fresh off of losing one of the babies, and I really just wanted something to love and cuddle and throw my mother energy at. So I was cruising like the Facebook sites, and I was cruising, I think I want to bring the yellow down a little more on this side, Craigslist and surrounded areas for like small dogs that were not going to be too expensive. I was going to be okay with I didn't want something that was going to be older and was going to, die within a couple years, but I was going to be okay with something that was kind of like middle-aged for a dog. And, uh-oh. I think I messed up. All right. Um, so on Craigslist, I found a picture of this little dog that could best be described as looking like a little demon. And she's sitting on this pillow on a couch and her eyes are red. Hey, hey, hey. You guys are okay. That's enough. Speaking of the little demons. And her eyes were red. And I mean, honestly, she looked rough. Let's just say that. She looked rough. She looked real rough. So I get a hold of the lady and I was like, hey, I'm really interested in this dog. I want to go ahead and come out and take a look at her. And so me and my husband drives me out there. And it was here in town, so it wasn't like a huge drive. And they opened the door, and like it was one of those houses, like even before they opened the door, you could smell the house. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean, right? Like, it obviously smelled of just neglect. And they brought out this little dog who was 6 months old at that point. And they handed me to her, and they said that they had just bathed her, but half of her hair was oily and greasy, and half of it, I swear to you, was crunchy. And she just kind of plastered herself up to me and gave me this look like, you're not going to make me go back in that house, are you? And so I looked down at this little dog and I looked at my husband and I'm like, we're taking her home. Like, she's claiming me. I'm claiming her. Like, she's ours now. And so we took her to Real King, which is like a local feed store. You can get stuff for like pets and livestock. And we took her there. We got her collar. We got her some food and a bowl and all that jazz. And I brought her back here and I gave her, another bath. And then I proceeded to have to hand feed this dog for the next 2 weeks because she wouldn't go near the bowl. Now, we didn't have any other animals in the house except for a cat who, trust me, had no interest in her. He wasn't striking out at her. Like, he came and sniffed her and went like, man, you had a rough life. I'm going to leave you alone. I'm not sure I really like how these are coming out, but we're going to see what we can do with them later. Yeah, I'm not sure how I like this, to be honest, but yeah. We all have our good days. We all have our flops. But back to my dog story about Sophie. Because the dog would not eat from a bowl. And what me and my husband finally, like, our best guess on this whole situation was that there were so many dogs in that house and she was the littlest that she ran out of the food bowl all the time. So she has learned not to go near it. So I had to hand feed this dog and help her, like, learn to eat out of a food bowl and that no one was going to chase her off of it. And I took her to the vet within like 3 or 4 days of getting her. I forget how long because we've had her for a few years now. And the vet said that she was 6 pounds underweight. Now that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're an itty bitty Yorkie, that's a lot. So, I guess it wasn't 6 pounds. I guess it was, I don't know. She's never really gained a whole lot of weight, even with us. So, and every once in a while when she jumps off stuff, she likes to blow out her knee, which I guess is a really common thing to happen with little dogs, so I have to call up the vet, and I have to get painkillers for her. She's never luckily had to have surgery on it, and she's never had to have it manually put back in place. But the doctor says, the vet rather, says that it's really common in small dogs. And the first time she did it, she scared the living bejesus out of me. Because I was sitting on the couch, and it was like 2 a.m. Because I've always kind of been a night shift kind of person. And she jumps down, and I hear this yelp, and then she starts hobbling around, just yelping every time she tries to take a step. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what have you done? Because this was my baby, you know, like she had her own little purse she rode around in. She had her own little outfits. Like she literally, like I poured every bit of motherly energy I had into this dog. Like I got permission from my group home manager to take her to work with me. And she had residents that she like crawled up in bed with and went to sleep. They were great with her. She was great with them. So she literally, like, scared me when she first did it, but now every time she starts to walk funny, I just kind of, it's never been as bad as the first time she did it, but now whenever she does it, I just get ahead of the curve and I call up and I'm like, hey, need some pain meds. She messed up her knee again. Then about 2-3 days of pain meds, she's back to her same old self. And our second dog is named Minion Button Snow Spivey. And I got her because I thought Sophie needed a friend. And they said, when I went out to look at her, that she was Yorkie Chihuahua. I have a thing for Yorkies. I really like Yorkies. But when we got out there, she looked more like a poodle. Like, you can't tell there's any Yorkie in this dog. But she's still cute, so I let her come home with me. And that is the story of my 2 dogs. Sophie is still my baby. She doesn't ride around in a purse anymore. Unfortunately, when I had to trade in her purse for an actual diaper bag. I mean, not unfortunately for me, but I'm pretty sure she considers it unfortunate. And every time I go to bed, she starts pawing at the blankets, and that's my cue to lift the blanket. And then she crawls up and snuggles in right under my butt. And I keep telling her that she's going to die down there one day when when there's some gas. But she won't listen. She still likes being right under my butt. So, I mean, she takes her chances, I guess. She's my buddy still. Yeah, guys, I don't think I like how the antlers turned out, but we're going to rock them anyway. Good thing in the Jade Summer books, you normally get 2 copies and a digital download. I guess I can't say that anymore. I think they've gotten rid of their digital downloads, haven't they? So I'm adjusting to day shift. It is a whole different ball game than nights. I have so much more to do. I mean, the shift goes by faster. I've had to stay over, well, practically every day to make sure I get all my stuff done. don't know. Maybe those didn't turn out too bad after all. I think I'm just going to fill this little section in. I think it was supposed to be part sky, but I think we're just going to fill that right on in. I don't think anybody's going to notice. Let's try to blend this up a little more. Oh yeah, that helps. Now I'll start working on these little bitty wispy spots that are coming up. I think we're just going to go ahead and fill in those too. Like, I'm sure they were supposed to be like part sky or glacier or whatever this is, but that's not how we're going to rock it. Hold on just a second. I have to pause you guys for just a minute. Okay, I'm back. Alright, let's do some wispies. Let's sharpen up my pencil first, actually. So what's everybody coloring? Anybody else working on Jade Summer stuff? Whew, I got that one sharp. I'm just going to go ahead and sharpen up the other two while I'm here. Luckily, I have a practical goddess for a neighbor who has been able to come over and watch Briar for a little bit while I have to stay over at work. That way my husband's not late for work. And I'm sure that, you know, sooner or later I'll get my rhythm in the shift and I won't be staying over quite so much. And tomorrow my husband's off, so she won't have to. Well, not that she has to. She does it because she's, like I said, a goddess of a woman. I won't need to call her and be like, can you come over and watch him? I'm gonna be late and I have to work over again. Which is the whole reason I went to day shift instead of staying on nights, was because there was like an hour lap over from when I had to be at work and my husband got off. That way it was just more convenient with childcare and stuff, but it's not working out that well for us. Have you heard the dogs barking? I'm sure you have. Raising heck. My son, rather, fell asleep on the bed about half an hour ago or so. And that's a little early for him. But take what we can get. I think I know the problem. I think it's just too, like, straight. You know what I mean? So if, like, maybe if we fill in some red and some orange coming up instead of it being just so stark. So maybe if we do some, like, red right through here. And maybe coming up through here in some of these vines. Because it just looks so, like, definite. Instead of, so that's not really how fire works, you know? So we'll bring some up through here maybe. And I think we're going to bring it up right through here. Yeah, I think I'm liking that a little better. Yeah, I think that's a little better. Not perfect, but I'm liking it better than I was. Bring in some orange too. There we go. See if I can't get some yellow to lay down in here, but I kind of doubt it. Yeah, that's not going to work that well, but we're going to try. I think I should have, like, colored them all yellow and then added some orange and red detailing instead of trying to do this blendy thing that I did. Live and learn, live and learn. That's the name of the game. Alright. I'm going to leave it here for now. Till we meet again, guys. Live well.